Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the podcast. You know, long before Candace Owens was talking about Brigitte Macron being born a man, I mean, it's obviously been around. Every kind of Hollywood generation has something like that. And there were some rumors that Lady Gaga was born her hermaphrodite, intersex. But her manager said, no, she's all woman. And it all came about because there was an upskirt photo of Lady Gaga, and it sparked rumors that, hey, maybe she is a hermaphrodite. The photo was taken from video, okay, which is always tough, at England's Glastonbury Festival, and revealed a bulge between Lady Gaga's legs. Now, it's a bulge that could have been caused by undergarments, a bad angle, or as some blogs would have you believe, a penis. And Gossip.com alleged that Lady Gaga said this when asked about the subject. She said, "It's not something that I'm ashamed of. Just isn't something that I go around telling everyone. Yes, I have both male and female genitalia, but I consider myself a female. It's just a little bit of a penis and really doesn't interfere much with my life. The reason I haven't talked about it is that it's not a big deal to me. Like, come on, it's not like we all go around talking about our private parts. I think this is a great opportunity to make other people, other multiple gendered people, feel more comfortable with their bodies. I'm sexy, I'm hot." And then she says, "I have both parts." So that's what Gossip.com said, that Gaga had said. Well, then, I mean, obviously that made the rumor spread more. And then so ABCnews.com asked Lady Gaga's manager, "Hey, is Lady Gaga hermaphrodite?" And if she said the above quote. And his reply was, "This is completely ridiculous." Well, prior to speculation over that video, there was a rumor that surfaced as part of a December 2008 blog entry on Star Trash, which said Lady Gaga admits true sex, purportedly written by Lady Gaga herself, in which the singer confirmed that she indeed is a hermaphrodite. And by December of that year, she was neither waving off nor parrying with humor such queries and was instead addressing them directly. And Barbara Walters, who picked Lady Gaga as one of her 10 most fascinating people of 2009, put the question to her and received this response. Barbara Walters says, "You know, there is also this strange rumor that you're part man and part woman. Have you heard that rumor?" And Lady Gaga says, "Yes." And Barbara Walters goes, "Is it true?" And Lady Gaga goes, "No." And then Barbara goes, "Do you mind the rumor?" And Lady Gaga said, "No, not really. At first it was very strange and everyone sort of said that's really quite a story. But in a sense, I portray myself in a very androgynous way and I love androgyny." So Barbara said, "So you like to blur that line?" And Lady Gaga says, I like pushing boundaries." Now, no one of either sex whom Lady Gaga has been intimate with has ever reported coming across any surprises in the private areas. I mean, I think Lady Gaga's word kind of puts an end to it. It is interesting how people come up with quotes, not just saying. It would be one thing if you said, I heard that Lady Gaga is both male and female. But then to come up with an entire paragraph, supposedly that she said, that's kind of crazy. Now, a generation earlier, we have Jamie Lee Curtis, right? And it's very interesting because Jamie Lee Curtis, she did not give birth naturally to her children. So there was this, she was also born a hermaphrodite. So what to make of the child of two successful and famous actors who grows up to achieve an equal measure of fame in the same field? Okay, what if Jamie Lee, she's got this boyish sounding name, adopts children rather than bears her own? A rumor, apparently, and one she would rather not discuss at all, unlike Lady Gaga, who discusses it. But with this one story that keeps on circulating around Hollywood is that Jamie Lee Curtis was born a hermaphrodite and had to undergo surgery after birth in order to become legally female. This has been told constantly, all around Hollywood. People say it who've worked on films with Jamie, supposedly by a physician who claims to have seen the records at Cedar-Sinai. And according to an oft-repeated whisper, Jamie Lee Curtis acknowledged that she was born intersex, the preferred medical term for persons of ambiguous gender, replacing the outdated hermaphrodite. So is she or isn't she? Well, the rumor is often lent credibility by people who have heard it repeated as fact by their university professors, especially those with specialties relating to intersexuality. But neither the hearer nor the teller ever seems to be able to provide a credible explanation of how he knows this information to be true. The chain of transmission always traces back to the notoriously unreliable someone else told me about it. This happens over and over. Even the most trusted of sources can sometimes take a widespread rumor at face value, then parrot it as fact. Okay. Why is the rumor so widespread? I mean, it is very much more common than the Lady Gaga one. Well, Jamie Lee is the daughter of Tony Curtis and Janet Leigh. At the time of Jamie Lee's arrival into this world, her father was a roguishly good-looking leading man, and actor female moviegoers couldn't help but swoon over. Her mother was a beauty and a renowned actress. Their union produced two daughters, Kelly Lee in 1956 and Jamie Lee in 1958. In their day, Curtis and Lee were one of Hollywood's up-and-coming couples, two successful, ambitious, famous people who appeared to have it all, with that all including a happy marriage and two fine children. As is often the case, appearances were deceiving, and Curtis and Lee divorced in 1962 after 11 years of marriage. And there were more difficult times ahead for both of them. It is thus possible that the current rumor about Jamie Lee stems from an ancient backlash against her parents, long ago envy expressed as a slander about what the union of two perfect people had produced. Okay. Well, two facts lend an aura of credence to the rumor that Jamie Lee was born with both male and female body parts. The first is her two-way name. According to the rumor, a boyish appellation was bestowed upon her by parents who hadn't yet decided whether to have a boy or a girl made of their baby and wanted to be prepared to go either way, but that wasn't the case of it. And Janet Leigh explained how she came to choose that name. She said, at the time, we didn't know ahead of time it would be a girl or boy. So when I was pregnant with Kelly, my best friend Jackie Gershwin said, why don't you call the baby Kelly? So if it's a girl, it works, and if it's a boy, it works. And she thought the same thing with Jamie. The babies were named before they were born because Jackie said, this way we won't have to worry about it. If the names were truly chosen before the children arrived, that puts paid to the notion that Jamie Lee was so christened in response to a medical condition that would only have been discovered after her delivery. The second fact that supports the rumor is Jamie's own children. They're adopted. Though couples opt for, adoptive children over natural progeny for any number of reasons, it is true the operation necessary to correct intersex characteristics in a female infant would leave her unable to bear children. Okay. I mean, it's very, very interesting. Like I said, this is one that has been around the internet, been around Hollywood for a long time. But I'll let you guys decide. All right. I will talk to you later.